So I stumbled upon this little thing, the ultralight campmaster hiking stove. This is the UltraJet one, and I think it's gonna be a really handy thing to take away with us. We'll make a little video now just showing you around it, showing you what's included as well, and we'll go from there. Hey guys, I'm going to do a quick little video today on the Campmaster ultralight hiking stove. This is the UltraJet one. We've stumbled across this through some friends that we went away with recently. So we had a couple of friends who had a Jetboil, which we thought was absolutely an amazing thing to have. We really enjoyed using it. We used it on our trip up. So when we wanted to pull over on the side of the road, either in the morning if we left early or even for lunch, we wanted to make a coffee or heat up some noodles or whatever we wanted to do. The Jetboil we thought was just an absolutely amazing, handy little thing to have with its little gas canister. Really easy and quick to set up too, which was really cool. Further into the trip, we got shown one of these little beauties. I didn't even know they existed before this. So you're gonna unbox it with me for the first time and see exactly what's in there. But I have used it several times. I used their little unit while we were away and it was really, really handy and good. The only thing that sort of turned me off with the Jetboil was the price. I can see that it'd be great value and you'd get good use out of it. But when we stumbled across this little unit, which for us, not being overly fussy, I think it's gonna do everything we need it to do for a fraction of the price. So price wise, I'll just go over, if you're familiar with the Jetboil. The Jetboil is around about 200 bucks. You can get it on special depending on where you look. I did see it at somewhere like Anaconda. If you're a club member, it's about $168 I think it was last time I checked at the time of recording. But this little one here was $50 at Kmart. I've been searching for one of these ever since we've been back from Queensland. So we've only just stumbled across a Kmart store that had stock, and we were always checking stock as well. So all the way back down from Queensland, we were checking all the Kmart stores when we stopped by, trying to get one of these little units. Our local store here in South Australia just had a small amount of them come in. I was tempted to buy them all for our mates and everything as well, because I know that they're really handy little units. So yeah, $50, a little bit hard to get unfortunately, but yeah, keep an eye on your Kmart store and you will find them eventually. We'll unbox it now and see exactly what we get in here. We did a little bit of research on the Jetboil before buying this as well, because we were leaning towards getting the Jetboil. I'm sort of glad we waited out for this unit for 50 bucks. I'm pretty happy to give it a go, and from what I've used of it so far when we're away with our friends, it sort of does everything we need it to do, and it did it really well. Stay tuned, we'll unbox it and see what we get. We'll do a little boil test as well. We'll see how long it takes to boil a litre of water, and we'll go from there. All right, firstly, some small dot points. It takes a 227 gram gas canister, same gas canister as a Jetboil. So if you've already got canisters or you're changing from a Jetboil or vice versa, the canisters are usable between the two, which is great. They both take about the same amount of water. I did see that the Jetboil BTU, so the heat output rating, was a little bit higher than the Campmaster. So if you take that into account, a little bit more time boiling this. The Jetboil quotes 500 mils of water will boil in about 100 seconds. So just under 2 minutes and you'll have a boiled 500 mils of water. So we'll put 500 mils in this later and we'll time it, and we'll see how long roughly it takes, just out of curiosity. I'm not too fussed on the time, but I know that it is still quick. The Jetboil is probably going to be a little bit quicker, but again, horses to courses. They both have a push button igniter. This quotes it gets to boiling temperature when it's full in about 5 minutes. It's about a litre in there, so if we half that, we're about 2.5 minutes. All right, I'll go over some information that's on the box here. So we've got about 4,000 BTU output. That's the heat. It's quoting about 100 degrees water temp in 5 minutes, and it has the piezo igniter, which is really handy. On the back here, it just outlines some of the precision flame control made from high strength aluminium alloy and stainless steel, anodized heat exchange cooking pot, compact and lightweight, ideal for camping as well, obviously. Our main usage for this one's going to be for making coffees. So in the morning, in the caravan when we're away, I personally try to be a little bit quiet. Sometimes the kids, if they're up before us, aren't so quiet, but I'm usually trying to be quiet in the morning, and I like to make a coffee and breakfast and go sit outside and enjoy the view. As you may or may not know, in the caravan it can get pretty noisy no matter what you do in such a small space. My idea with having one of these units is that I can have everything I need to make the coffee, head outside and make it outside, and it's going to be nice and quiet, and everyone else can stay asleep for as long as needed. Weight wise on the box, it says it's about 511 grams. From memory, the Jetboil, just as a comparison, was about just under 400 grams. So again, the Jetboil is a little bit lighter as well. Gas consumption was 80 grams per hour, output 4000 BTU, and the cartridge type is an EN417 screw cartridge. It is a butane propane gas canister, keep that in mind. Obviously all the warnings on the box as well. Carbon monoxide, you always want to be careful with that kind of thing, so don't use it in an enclosed space. Things included in the box, so we've got a lid, doesn't come with the gas canister, but the gas canister does go in there. We've got a drinking cup or a little bowl, we've got the burner, and we've got a folding handled pot with it's actually got a nice little outer coating on it, sort of a neoprene wetsuit type material, so you can hold the cup when it's hot as well. So we'll get it out of the box and we'll have a look and see what we think. Alrighty, we'll start unboxing some of these things. So the gas canister's got a little cap on it, nice little screw lid, everything there. In the box we have this little unit, some instructions as well. The instructions don't look too bad. I'm sure you can't see much of that, but it's got a diagram, how to use it, safety precautions, everything you need to know in there as well, which is kind of cool. So we'll go over that shortly. In the little package, so we've got a nice little mesh carry cover. Take that off. Cool. So the handles, as said on the box there, don't look too bad really. They actually fold inside themselves like that, so it's quite comfortable to hold. You've got a nice firm grip as well. Tipping, everything's good there. Lid wise, so you've got a plastic lid, moldable. It's got a little steam hole as well. That looks pretty good. Our little cup or bowl, it's actually a pretty good size. I wonder if that doesn't quite fit in there. We'll see how that goes later. See if we can fit everything back in there. And then our burner. So the burner looks pretty good really. So this part here, the legs are plastic. Push button igniter with our igniter on top. Nice little burner here. And then our temperature control on the bottom. And then lastly, we've got the cup, the main unit. So it's got all the heat exchange fins on there to get it boiled a lot quicker as well. That cover does come off by the look of it. I'm not sure what this little pocket's for. I'll have a look at the instructions later. It's got a little locking tabs as well. So that locks in. Actually locks in quite well. And the cup's quite deep. It's actually deceivingly large. So the thing we probably want to know, that does fit in there. Can we fit it all back in there? I don't know if it's all going to fit in there. I don't reckon it does. Another go a little bit later, I'll have a look at the instructions and see what they say in there. It does make it look like on the picture that will slot in there, but it doesn't. Everything clips together really good. So obviously that gas canister just screws on the bottom. That lid screws on top. All feels quite firm. When we used our friend's unit, it seemed quite sturdy on a flat surface. If you're sort of on an uneven surface, you might think about looking at the stabilizer legs. That was the only thing with the Jetboil, is the Jetboil actually came with stabilizer legs that came out. So that was handy on that side of things. We'll load it up and see what it's like. So everything seems to work normal. What we'll do is we'll put some water in here now and we'll give it a boil, see what kind of time frame it does. We'll pop 600 mils of water in there. I don't know if you can see in there, but 600 mils is, we're talking about here, just under half full with 600 mils of water in there. Pop that on there, pop the lid on. Everything's done up tight. Get the phone out, we'll put the timer on. We'll light her up. well and truly boiled, by the way. We're looking at about 3 minutes, 3 minutes 11 on there. I think it was boiling for a couple of seconds before I stopped it. But yeah, so 600 mils, you're looking at about 3 minutes. I think the Jetboil, just as a comparison, was about 2.5 minutes for 500 mils of water. So there's probably not a lot in it, really. The only benefit that I would probably say straight off the bat with the Jetboil is the stabilizer legs. They're probably a pretty big thing, especially when you've got boiling water, or if you're trying to prepare your dinner or food and you don't want it to spill or anything like that. I think for 50 bucks, this is probably a really good unit. Test those handles out. You know, even touching the outside, you can feel it's warm with the boiled water in there, but I mean, I can hold it like that and it's not a problem. You probably don't want to touch the bottom, obviously. Even the burner down the bottom, it's not that hot. The metal's not too bad. All the heat's sort of contained in that bottom part of the cup. So that's good to know. My thoughts, really, I think this is going to be quite a handy unit to have in the caravan. Keep it in the car, probably keep it in the drawers, to be honest. So when we head out, we've always got the option of having a coffee or doing whatever we want to do. Try and get some food ready for the kids, whether they have some noodles or something, or even just as an emergency unit. So I think it's really handy. Keep an eye out at Kmart for it. I did note in the instructions, I was having a quick flick through while it was boiling. There's only an O-ring in the bottom here. There's no other serviceable parts on the unit, so that's probably something pretty handy to note as well. The only thing I could probably pick on would be the legs, and maybe just keep an eye on those handle pot rivets there, but there's going to be the same thing with any brand, I think, as well. Hope that helps some people. I would 100% recommend getting it. I'm really looking forward to keeping it in the caravan and taking it away with us and putting it to good use. It does actually all pack up inside the unit. So the burner goes in there, then the gas canister, and then the lid does fit on top, minus the cup. Hope you enjoyed the video, guys. I'll put a little link below to the product if I can find it on the Kmart website, or any other info I can find about it as well. I'll try and put up some info as well on the instructions, whether I put up a PDF or something, just so you can look over and get some information about it. See you next time. Thanks. Tip it up. That was interesting. Don't move it once it's going. So we'll light that up again to see if that happens again.